This video is brought to you by Skillshare. To-do lists are this staple that we've had in the productivity world for so long now. They help you to plan your days, they help you to prioritize a little better, to be more productive, to be more effective, but it's very easy to fall into the pattern of never getting your to-do list done, of turning your to-do list into this never-ending list that gets really overwhelming, so you actively avoid it, and having it just turn into this tool that leads you to be more overwhelmed and scattered than actually organized and getting things done. Not all to-do lists are created equal. There are some upgrades that you can make to your to-do list that will make it easier to get things done, make you a more productive person. In this video, I want to talk about 7 changes to make to improve your to-do list, starting with fake due dates. You are too smart for fake due dates. Your brain knows that you don't need to declutter the shed by the end of the week. It knows that that thing that you need to put up on Facebook Marketplace doesn't actually need to be done by close of business Friday. It's well aware that these tasks can be put off until the end of time. Fake due dates don't work, and also they can start to get you into the pattern of not noticing or really taking seriously real due dates. If you're putting due dates against things like vacuum my car, and you start to get into the habit of not paying attention to those due dates, then you'll stop noticing due dates on things like submit that report or buy that birthday present, which are actually important due dates that you should be looking out for. Instead of applying arbitrary due dates to your tasks, be really selective about what you apply due dates to. That way, when you see them, you really take them seriously. The next change to make is creating a master to-do list that's separate from your weekly to-do list. A master to-do list is where you keep track of everything on your mind that you need to take action on. There is a lot going on in your mind. It could be things like buy the avocados, get the dog food. It could also be things like eventually write a book, buy some goats. Capture all of that stuff on a master to-do list. And then you can use that master to-do list to populate your weekly to-do list and your daily to-do list. Another mistake that people make when they're creating to-do lists is not looking at their goals when they are writing down their to-dos. If on your vision board there is the house that you want to buy, there's the book that you want to write, and there's the pictures of watercolors that you eventually want to learn to create, but you don't have on your to-do list, create a savings budget for the house and research writing courses and take watercolor class on Skillshare, then you're doing your to-do list wrong. Create a system that makes sure that when you're populating that master to-do list, you are looking back at your top goals, at the things that you really want to achieve, the life that you really want to create. Otherwise, your to-do list kind of just becomes a list of things that will keep you very, very busy but won't actually move you forward. If you are looking to pursue a new goal, like taking up watercolor or writing a little better, starting journaling, taking good photos, becoming a videographer, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for people who are creative and curious, like you. It's curated specifically for learning, so there's absolutely no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so that you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. It is less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. My sister and I did a water class together, and I've been continuing on with the watercoloring since. If you're interested in more the personal development side of things, I also have my own Skillshare class with 18,000 students, which is insane. It goes through my favorite exercises that have given me clarity and motivation. There's the anti-visioning exercise, which is probably my personal favorite. It's emotional, it's impactful. I think Skillshare is fantastic. A bunch of YouTubers are on Skillshare now, and they're sharing so much valuable information. Most of the classes also have projects attached to them, which I really love because it means that you are doing the thing as opposed to just listening and feeling like you're learning. You're actually putting things into practice, which is so bloody valuable. Skillshare is great. I use it all the time. I recommend it all the time. If you would like to get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership, you can. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to use the link in the description down below will get a free trial to Skillshare Premium. I'll have the name of my class down below as well if you want to have a look at that. The next change to make is to consider a mixture of scheduling and a to-do list. When you're working with a to-do to-do list, it's easy to prioritize the person who emailed you with those questions that they could have easily Googled, or the comment on your Instagram post that you feel like you have to reply to, because there's not a structure to how you're going to approach things. And if all you do is prioritize those things, the little fires, it's going to be really hard to make meaningful progress. To-do lists can be wonderful, but they also make it really easy to pick and choose what you want to do. If instead you schedule out the specific meaningful chunks of work that you want to do in your calendar, you make sure that you are making progress on your goals. You're working on the impactful, you're doing the stuff that matters. Even if it's just for 20 minutes of a day that you block out some time on your calendar, at least you know that you're dedicating 20 minutes a day to the stuff that actually matters to you. The next change to make to your to-do list is to make sure that there is a balance of energy taking and energy providing activities. Your life should not be only filled with energy taking stuff like clear out my email inbox or get that report done. It should also be filled with energy giving stuff like going on a walk with Sarah or messaging a friend to book in a beach date. If you're not sure what activities actually provide you with energy, usually they are things that align with your self-care pillars. So those are things that I've talked about before, like movement, nutrition and hydration, connection, relaxation. And they're also things that align with your values, your personal values. For me, learning is something that is an energy giving activity. For you, adventure might be something that's an energy giving activity. If you're only doing things that are taking your energy, if you're not doing things that are in line with your value, life is going to feel buggy. I'm not usually one for work-life balance. I do think that there are seasons, but I also think that if you are constantly working on energy-taking activities, there is going to be a natural imbalance that will cause burnout. It'll make you a less productive person overall. So it turns into this really vicious cycle. The next change to make is to stop loading up your daily to-do list. By writing down 50 to-dos and only getting 2 or 3 of them done, you're giving yourself the feedback that you're a person that doesn't always get through your lists for the day, that you put things off, that you can't make progress. But by setting fewer to-dos for yourself, by being really realistic about what you actually are able to do, you start to create the identity of a doer, of a person that follows through. Structure your to-do list so it starts with one most important thing, and this is the thing that if it was the only thing you got done in the day, you would be absolutely content, and then add 2 things that you would love to accomplish. You can have a list of other tasks that, should you happen to find the time and energy, you could tackle, but you should only expect yourself to do that most important thing and then consider it a huge win if you get the other 2 things done. It takes the pressure off of getting an unrealistic amount of things done in a day, because we tend to have a really unrealistic expectation of what we can actually accomplish in one day, and having those unrealistic expectations can be really damaging to your self-beliefs around who you are as a person and your identity, and that's not something that you want to do to yourself. Make to-do lists that are actually doable. Important. Next up, pair your to-do list with Pomodoros or other time constraints. Without using time constraints alongside your to-do list, Parkinson's law comes into effect. To put it simply, if you give yourself 10 hours to do something, you'll take 10 hours to do something. If you give yourself 2 hours to do the same thing, you'll probably be able to get it done in 2 hours. And that's where you can use tools like the Pomodoro timer, which you can just sit beside you, or there's tons of apps you can download on your computer, or even just having strong work boundaries, as in I will finish work at this time, can help you to get things done more effectively and in shorter periods of time, and as a result you get more done. If you liked this video, you'll probably like my productivity playlist. I'm gonna have that linked on the screen as well as down below. I appreciate you guys so very much, and I will see you soon.